What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of BWT. I'm your host, Teddy, and today we got a good episode in store for you where we will be going over the standings with the MLB season about halfway done. All-Star break is coming up within the next week. We got the home run derby, we got all the futures games and stuff like that. So, want to go over the standings and where everybody's at. And then, of course, we have to talk about the All-Star game finalists. We got through phase one of the fan voting. And we're going to talk about the finalists at every position. I'm going to pick who should be starting in the All-Star game. And I'll give you my opinion on people who got snubbed. So before we get into that, I want to make sure that you guys are liking this video and subscribing to the channel so that you won't miss out on any videos that I drop throughout the rest of the baseball season. I want to make sure that you guys are giving the other shows on the network some love. We've got CTC, RBO, Unfazed, In the Red Corner, Dave's Doghouse, Zero Sports Talk. We cover it all. And of course, the main show, Refuse to Lose. So make sure that you guys are hitting the subscribe button in the bio to all those channels if you are a sports fanatic. Because, like I said, we got it all covered from hockey, baseball, football, soccer with the World Cup going on right now. NASCAR, boxing, we've got it all. So again, if you're a sports fanatic, make sure you are subscribed to the network and every show on the network so you can dominate those barbershop conversations on the weekend, right? So we'll get into the standings, right? We'll go with the American League West to start off, which I think is the most mediocre division in baseball. We've got the Texas Rangers leading that division at 43 and 42. Seattle is in second, playing 500 baseball at 43 and 43. They're half a game back. Houston, who I picked to win this division, is currently 42 and 45, only 2 games back. The Las Vegas, Sacramento Athletics, don't know what to call them, but they are 40 and 45, 3 games back. And the Los Angeles Angels are 36 and 50. They are 7.5 games back in last place. This division, like I said, the most mediocre division in baseball. It's weird because I thought the Astros were going to run away with this division, but it's still in grasp. So who knows? Maybe they catch a hot streak and they just get going. Let me go to the American League Central, which used to be the most mediocre division, but now it's this division is probably the most surprising in baseball. We've got the Chicago White Sox leading the division at 44 and 39. Cleveland Guardians are in second, with a record of 44 and 41, 1 game back. The Minnesota Twins are 41 and 45 with 4.5 games back. The Detroit Tigers are 36 and 49, are 35 and 50, and they are 10 games back. I picked Detroit to win this division based off of the couple moves that they made in the offseason. But they had a little scare with Tariq Skubal going down for a couple of weeks. They avoided any major injury. Now he's back. He's actually pitching tonight against Cam Schlittler and my Yankees. So that should be fun to watch. But what a flip-flop of this division. The Kansas City Royals, they just can't seem to figure it out. I don't know what's going on over there, but they need to figure it out. And then we go to American League East. We've got the Tampa Bay Rays leading the division at 48-33. We got the New York Yankees at 48-36, currently 1.5 games back. Toronto Blue Jays are 40-45, 10 games back. The Baltimore Orioles are 39-47, 11.5 games back. And the Boston Red Sox are in last place. They are 37-46, currently 12 games back. Tampa Bay Rays have surprised me all year long. Their pitching is always at the top of the league. Don't know what. Shout out to their pitching coach. Shout out to their staff because they always seem to be in it. And shout out to Junior Caminero as well for leading that offense. Now we go over to the National League. We go to the National League East. We got Atlanta leading the division at 49-33. We've got the Philadelphia Phillies at 47-35, only 3.5 games back. We got the Marlins at 45-40, only 5.5 games back. Then the Washington Nationals, they are 43-43, playing 500 ball, and they are 8 games back. And we've got the New York Mets, currently in last place, 35-50. They are 15.5 games back of this division. The most surprising thing in this division is that the Phillies are this close. At one point, they were at least 12 games behind the Braves. The Braves came back to reality. They started off extremely hot, was easily the best team in baseball at one point. And then the Phillies fired Rob Thompson, put Don Mattingly as the interim head coach, and they have been playing some great baseball. So watch out for that division. And the New York Mets just suck. Their organization is just terrible. Just from the moves that they made in the offseason and then of course the injuries happen. You don't wish them upon anybody, but they happen. And I know Jorge Polanco has been out for quite some time. He was supposed to be a big part of that offense. Lewis Robert Jr. In center field has been gone for a while. And Soto, he's playing some good baseball. Soto's got some pretty good numbers, but it's not enough. Not enough right now to be the highest paid player in Major League Baseball. Your team should not be in last place, 15.5 games back. It is what it is. Let me go to the NL Central, where we've got the Milwaukee Brewers leading the division at 51-31. We got the Chicago Cubs in second at 47-38 with 5.5 games back. Then you got the St. Louis Cardinals, who are 43-38. They're only 7.5 games back. The Pittsburgh Pirates are 43-42. They're 9.5 games back. And the Cincinnati Reds are 39-44, 12.5 games back. The most surprising part of this division is the Cardinals. They went out and traded away Sonny Gray, Wilson Contreras, and this was supposed to be a gap year, a bridge year. And they're playing some pretty good baseball right now. Jordan Walker has turned a new leaf. I know he did some different training in the offseason to fix his swing, and right now it's really working. So shout out to Jordan Walker and the St. Louis Cardinals. Keep playing some good baseball. Then we go to the National League West. We've got the Dodgers leading that division at 55-30. We got the San Diego Padres in second. They're 43-40, 11 games back. The Arizona Diamondbacks are 42 and 42, 12 and a half games back. The Giants are 35 and 49. They're 19 and a half games back. And the Colorado Rockies are in last. They are 33 and 52, and they are 22 games back. I wouldn't say there's anything surprising about this division. If you know anything about baseball, anything about the Dodgers, you probably pick them to win their division if you're smart, because there's nobody in this division that's even making it close. And with the Giants, they are that Rafael Devers experiment isn't going too well. I know that there was an incident over the weekend where he got a hit and the coach had a pinch runner come out for him and he was waving him off like he didn't want to come out of the game. But eventually the change was already made. It was announced, so he had to come out of the game. And Tony Vitello, this is in college baseball, getting smacked around, and it's showing, right? Then we go to the American League wild card. We got the Yankees right now in the first of three spots that would make it. They're 48 and 36. They're plus 6 games right now. We got the Cleveland Guardians at 44 and 41. They're plus 1.5 games. And Seattle is 43 and 43, and they are the last team to hold a wild card spot. Then you got Houston, 42 and 45, only 1.5 games back. You got Minnesota, 41 and 45, 2 games back. Toronto, 40 and 45, 2.5 games back. Then you got the Athletics with the same record as the Blue Jays, 40 and 45, also 2.5 games back. Then we go over to the National League. We got the Cubs sitting at 47 and 38. They're at plus 2 right now. The Phillies are 47 and 38, also at a plus 2. The St. Louis Cardinals hold the final spot in the National League for the wild card as of right now. They are 43 and 38. The Marlins are tied with them, I think, based off of percentage points. They are sitting at 45 and 40. Then you got the Padres, 43 and 40. They're 1 game back. Then the Pittsburgh Pirates are 43 and 42, 2 games back. And the Washington Nationals are 43 and 43, 2.5 games back of that final wild card spot. Remember, the 3 teams get into the wild card. The bottom 2 play in a 1-game elimination, and then that top team goes on to face one of the division leaders as well. So make sure you are paying attention to that, because I know that can trick some people up. But now that the standings are done with, I want to go to the All-Star finalists. Before we get into the finalists, I want to congratulate Ernie Clement and Shohei Ohtani for being the top vote getters in their respective, right? They are automatic starters, so Ernie Clement will be at second base for the American League, and Shohei Ohtani will be in the DH spot for the National League. Ohtani received the most votes out of every player. He got 3.3 million, and Ernie Clement was right behind him with 3.2 million, which I think is absurd, but I'll talk about that in a few. Right. So in the American League for catcher, we have Shea Langeliers going up against Alejandro Kirk. I'm taking Shea Langeliers. He's having a great year right now. And then we go to first base. We've got Vladdy going up against Ben Rice. I'm taking Ben Rice. Vladimir Guerrero has not looked like the Vladimir Guerrero that we've come to know. I don't know what it is. His power numbers are severely down. Still hitting for contact, but in that lineup, he needs to be the guy to hit it out of the park. And then we've got at third base, we got Okamoto going up against Junior Caminero, and I'm taking Caminero. He is the offense in Tampa Bay. He's been hitting the absolute crap out of the baseball, and it's showing. He's in the top of the league for home runs. He's on fire right now. So I'm taking Junior Caminero. And then we've got at short Bobby Witt Jr. going up against Andres Jimenez. Don't even know why Jimenez is even a finalist, but Bobby Witt is going to easily take this. And then we go to the outfield where there are 6 players that can that are up for the finalists. We got Judge, Trout, Byron Buxton, Cody Bellinger, Dalton Varsho, and Jesus Sanchez from the Blue Jays. And obviously Judge is hurt, so he will not be participating in this All-Star game. But there will be people to vote for him. But I think the starting outfield for the American League should be Mike Trout, Byron Buxton, and Cody Bellinger. Then we go over to DH. We've got Yordan Alvarez going up against George Springer. This is an easy decision. If you ask me, Yordan Alvarez will be the DH for the American League. If you notice one thing about the American League, it's somebody going up against the Blue Jays. And I think a team that is 40 and 45, 10 games back of their division, they should not have every single All-Star final. They shouldn't have a guy sitting in that position. They should not have a guy sitting in that position. They're playing some bad baseball right now. And the fact that they have finalists at every single position goes to show you that these fans don't really – I don't know if they don't pay attention to baseball or if they don't watch, or they're just like, oh, I want to get my guys in. Like, they got a whole country voting for them. So, I mean, it makes sense to why they just represented the American League in the World Series. But right now, there's nothing. Like, a team that is under 500 should not have more than maybe 2. I see maybe 2 guys on their team that can potentially be an All-Star. But to have every position have a Toronto Blue Jay as a finalist is just annoying. It doesn't sit right with me. We need to do something about that fan voting, change the percentage that it counts or something like that, because, again, this shouldn't happen at all. And the same thing happened over in the National League, but, of course, it's with the Dodgers, right? So you got Drake Baldwin at catcher going up against Will Smith. I'm taking Drake Baldwin. You got Freddie Freeman going up against Matt Olson at first base. This one is a very, very good debate. Both guys are consistent, always there, very reliable. But I'm going Freddie Freeman. Matt Olson will be an All-Star, but he just won't be a starter. And then at second base, we've got Ozzie Albies going up against Bryson Stott. I think Ozzie Albies will be the starter. Then we got Max Muncy going up against Alec Boehm. And I'm taking Max Muncy to start at third base. And then at shortstop, we got C.J. Abrams going up against Mookie Betts. I'm taking C.J. Abrams. If he gets snubbed, the Washington fans will not be happy. I won't be happy because C.J. Abrams has been playing very good baseball. Very, very good baseball. And then in the outfield, we've got the combination of Andy Pages, Brandon Marsh, Ronald Acuna Jr., Teoscar Hernandez, Juan Soto, and Michael Harris II. Out of those six, I believe Andy Pages, Juan Soto, and Michael Harris II should be the starters in the outfield for the National League. And then, of course, we've got Ernie Clement at second base for the American League, and for DH for the National League, we've got Shohei Ohtani. I think that, like I said earlier, I think that the percentage that the fans get to like actually put these guys in the All-Star game should be lowered. There's no reason why, again, a sub 500 team has 20 All-Star finalists. Shouldn't happen. A couple snubs were James Wood. Where's James Wood in this conversation for the National League? I believe he was robbed of his first All-Star appearance. He might make it after. He might be a reserve based off of injuries or stuff like that, but he should be a finalist. And then over in the American League, how do we not have Nick Kurtz as a finalist? I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Again, if you put up the numbers between in the American League for the snubs, I got Nick Kurtz, right? If you put him and his numbers side by side with Vladdy and his numbers, Nick Kurtz blows him out of the water. There's not a stat that Vladdy has better than Nick Kurtz right now in this season. He should not be an All-Star finalist. Nick Kurtz was robbed. And the fact that Teoscar Hernandez, who hasn't played in about a month and a half, the fact that he's a finalist and James Wood doesn't sit right with me. I've always been a James Wood fan. I love the way he plays the game. But I believe that he was robbed of potentially his first All-Star starting appearance because the fans they just don't understand baseball and they want to just get their guys in. But I get that. But at some point you need to sit back and like look at the numbers. Like the numbers never lie. And just watch the game, right? Like you're telling me Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is an All-Star the way that he's playing? No shot. It's crazy. But it is what it is, man. That's it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be going over the Home Run Derby once those finalists have been announced. We'll be picking it and maybe potentially be live during the Home Run Derby. We did that a couple of years ago and it turned out pretty good. So maybe we do that again. But until then, make sure you guys are liking this video and subscribing to the network so you don't miss out on any of my newest videos for the rest of the MLB season. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.